So here we are with another SPock Alberta update for mid-December 2016. This is going to be the last update of this year. Not too much to report, so it should be hopefully fairly quick. But stay tuned to the end. Worth hanging on, because with lots of apologies to James Wright, who I respect a lot and love his videos. Play them as soon as they appear on YouTube. We're going to have a little fun with a review of my holiday train. So I have added an additional module. It's really not finished yet. It's missing a part of the fence and some decoration, but it's pretty cramped. Not very good representation of scale. But this is my intermodal yard. This is where my well car, which you'll see in a moment, will come up. I've added this container crane, container crane. It was a Walters kit, fairly interesting to put together. And while I was in Canada, I added another container, here a CN intermodal container to go with the Herpa brand. It's a Walters brand. To go with the one that we've added. I had the Herpas I had before. Also on this will be two small outbuildings. This is a Rick/Pike Stuff kit, and this is a Blair Line kit. Both fun to put together, and I like how they look on this intermodal yard. So you can see here a couple of things I picked up also in Canada: a forklift truck and some equipment for grain elevator. But mostly rolling stock. So here are three new Bachmann hoppers and Walters Proto well car with a Canadian Tire container on it. The Walters Proto well car is a beauty, without question. Metal construction, it's gorgeous. But it's not too happy on my 18-inch curves and standard Bachmann Easy Track switches, so it's going to have its challenges here, and that's the advantage of my modular system. When it's on the track, I just push the modules out of the way so it doesn't run into them, and also it I just have to be very careful with it because it does not like the curves on this very short radius track. While in Canada, I also picked up this Bachmann 44-ton switcher. It's actually Canadian National, not Canadian Pacific. Haven't decided whether I leave it as a loaner or whether I, paint out the Canadian National and put on the Canadian Pacific decals to look like it's some kind of repaint job. They were never this. Switcher, as far as I can tell, was never in service with the CPR, and I got it because it was very inexpensively available on Amazon, and I needed another switcher because my main switcher, the SW9, is in need of some repairs/upgrade, which Broadway Limited Imports is very kindly doing and very efficiently. And now, as I say, we'll turn to the review of the holiday train. I was feeling considerable holiday train envy. My wife and I don't have Christmas trees, not really our thing, and so I'd never had a Christmas, and I'd never, as a fan, and when I was a kid, had a holiday train around the tree. But seeing James Wright's reviews and seeing the videos that people posted of Sparky and Toyman of the CPR holiday train coming through Western Ontario gave me considerable nostalgia and considerable, like I said, holiday train envy. So I was getting pretty depressed. And then I remembered I do have a holiday train. This is a delightful little number with a MSRP of probably $1 per locomotive. And you can probably find it at your favorite remainder bin or dollar store for less. Let's just zoom in a bit and have a look at the detail. Go and look at the trucks. Frankly, there is no truck detail. There is this nice brass boiler dome but it's frankly more of a thing for hanging it on to a tree. Let's look at the round, come around to the front and check a look at the lighting detail, and there is no lighting detail. Going around to the back to have a look at to see if there's any cold door detail, and there is no cold door detail. Nor looking at the cab, are there figures provided inside? That would have to be an additional add-on, much as this Santa Claus is a piece of customization, a little personalization, and something to make it a little more holiday festive. You probably noticed that this isn't DC. It isn't DCC. It doesn't really need any track, neither flex track nor any other kind of track. It's not Bluetooth. It's not that Lionel proprietary control system. The cars are not battery operated. But we're not going to let that stop us, so let's fire this bad boy up and see how she rolls. So let's put this on speed step 1. We did have some problems with the Santa Claus, and so with that accessory we've had to just take out of this video for that purpose. You can put it back in if you want at the later stage, like this. Okay. Yep. So you can see that it's speed step 1. There's clearly a problem with the couplers. In fact, there are no couplers. And at this point in a normal review, we would probably be recommending changing the couplers to something like KD or something else, but frankly, we don't think that's going to work. With this shot, we show that it works pretty well on the curves too, so that looks like to be about probably a 30-inch radius curve, maybe, 18-inch radius, yeah. 36 in the full curve, but it works the curves as well, even with the Santa Claus. Just have to be careful and recognize that couplers are an issue. And that's it for this review of my holiday train. I hope you enjoyed. So that's it for this time at the SPock Alberta layout. There will be an update sometime in January. And hopefully there'll be some fairly important changes at that time. Over the Christmas holidays, I've got at least a week to try and make some serious progress with a number of the projects which I have stored underneath the layout table here, and especially working on the grain handling part of it on the other side. Until next time, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors about it, and live long and prosper.